Okay. Good afternoon and welcome to the Sustainable Earth Eating channel. My name is Jane DeMarinis and I'm the Executive Director of Sustainable Earth Eating located in Bethesda, Maryland. My guest today is Seth Goldman, who has helped disrupt and transform the alt meat industry as Executive Chair of Beyond Meat, now moving into vegan snacks with Eat the Change, and also Plant Burger, a restaurant chain, and after launching Honest Tea. Well, Seth, that's quite a lot of vegan food on your plate. You want to take a minute to sort of talk about some of those transitions from Honest Tea to Beyond Meat to your newest two ventures,
Sure.
Eat the Change and Plant Burger?
Sure. Well, it's great to be with you, Jane. And as you might guess, this is an area that I'm passionate about and I've really devoted my life's work to. And I feel it's so important because, first of all, the choices we make on a daily basis are the ones that have the biggest impact in terms of our environmental footprint and on the planet, and of course on ourselves. And so I'm doing everything I can to help both provide the options for people to eat healthier and to be more climate friendly in their diet choices. And then also help people understand the connection between those choices and the impact. And what's so neat about the work that I get to do is that all these brands we've created are very personal. People really relate to them. And so they become part of people's lives. You know, you obviously you're eating a food, but you're eating it from a certain provider. And so to the extent we can become trusted and relied on and help people navigate their way in the world in a way that aligns with their values, that's not just important for their diet, it's important in the way we live, to be intentional. And so really being this partner, for a trusted partner for people. And hopefully it starts with their food and then it leads to other choices and behaviors as well.
I couldn't agree with you more, Seth. And also just want to thank you. As a vegan, it was great to start getting more options like the Beyond Meat and Impossible burgers. You know, before that it was bean burgers. I'm a 20-year vegetarian, so you know, I've been at this quite a while.
Yeah, and you know, part of it, I'll
thanks.
admit, there is a selfish motivation too, which is for my family. We've been vegetarians since, I guess, 2005, and we were frustrated with the choices. And so it was, you know, great to be able to, and it is still great to be able to have choices that we can enjoy as a family. And, you know, some of the occasions like barbecuing that we sort of didn't look forward to as much, we're now able to enjoy as much as, you know, our neighbors. And so it's really empowering to be able to have food that is delicious and also, you know, meets our dietary and nutritional needs too.
Yeah, fantastic. So Beyond Meat, if I could ask a few questions about that. I know you're still executive chair of it.
I'm chair. I'm no longer executive chair. I'm just chair of the board. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you have a history with.
Oh yeah.
And
you
were one of the original founders, right?
Well, I joined the board in 2013, early on in the company's, just as it was hitting retail growth, and I've been a great you know, partner with Ethan Brown since then, and so yeah, helped take the company through international expansion and through the IPO, and still helping navigate as we grow to be a global company.
Well, so I'll throw this question out, and if it's feel free to not answer it.
Sure. Yeah.
It's, you know, it's a little bit technical, not really, but Beyond Meat is also soy-free and gluten-free, which I think Impossible is not. So obviously it's kind of a broader product, satisfying a broader audience. I just wondered, was that the intention with sort of the design of it, to make it a bigger opportunity for people that have, you know, certain disqualifications maybe for other burgers, other vegan burgers?
Well, the goal was always to reach the broadest audience, right? What we call the flexitarian audience. So we wanted to reach people who were eating animal-based meat and wanted to have an option that felt like a lateral move. So really no sacrifice around taste or nutrition. And so we tried to create a product that was always and consistently can be delicious, that performed the same way that animal meat does on the grill or in a burger or with ketchup. And so both in the sourcing of the ingredients. We did deliberately avoid GMOs because we know that some consumers have concerns about that. And so we wanted just to create a product that was as accessible as it could be. And the other piece, in addition to designing the product, was how it got merchandised. And so we were very fortunate to find grocery partners who were willing to put the product not in the freezer case where the vegans and vegetarians shop, but in the meat section. And that was really important to cross over to reach that much broader audience of consumers.
I also like the packaging in that it doesn't seem like it's using as much packaging, and the packaging is smaller. So that also to me seemed like an environmental plus.
Well, it's always a journey, it's something you work on. You always have to put the consumer safety first, but then as much as you can lightweight it. We saw that at Honest Tea as well. We started in a glass bottle, and we still offer glass bottles at Honest Tea, but we also have a plastic bottle, which is a lighter weight package and can be shipped with less fuel and melted down and reused again. So I will say packaging is one area of the consumer goods world where, at least in the companies I've been involved with, I've never been completely satisfied. It's just, you have to keep improving as much as you can, but ultimately you still run into this contradiction of being committed to sustainability while providing something people consume. And that word consume and sustain are actual direct opposites. And so how do you find a way to sustain, to uphold life at the time you operate in a consumer economy? And the definition of consume is to devour and destroy. So, I think that's just one of those areas where we try to do everything we can, but you're never going to be perfect in that regard.
Well, so now you've shifted to a new venture, Eat the Change, and you're getting into the kind of the snack food business. And I've tried to order these, or I have ordered these on Amazon. So I was pleased to find them. I think
Good.
it was, I think they're on Amazon.
Yeah, we're
right?
on Amazon. Yeah.
And I haven't gotten them yet. So I'm eager to get them. But could you talk a little bit about the challenges and the differences in producing that kind of product versus, Beyond Meat or the Honest Tea?
Sure. Well, when we were designing Eat the Change, first let me talk about what the name and how we got there. So as you mentioned, I've been a co-founder of Plant Burger. And as Plant Burger was getting launched, our head of marketing came up with this phrase that I love, which is eat the change you wish to see in the world. And as soon as I heard that phrase, I said, that's so perfect, because it really speaks to this fact that if we're concerned about the environment, we have to start making different dietary choices, because as I said, that's our single biggest impact on a daily basis, is what we choose to eat. So then it's, well, how do we help people eat the change? And so I thought of all the different ways, and there's a lot of good resources around this where people sort of have analyzed what are the biggest drivers of our environmental footprint from a dietary perspective. And so the first is, of course, going plant-based, moving away from animal-based foods, because animals consume so much water, land, and energy, and in calories in order to generate the calories we consume. So that was one step. The other one was avoiding food waste. How do we reduce food waste? And so I thought, well, whatever we do, we've got to create recipes that use the whole product. So for example, we have a carrot snack. We're not going to just use the top of the carrot or the meat of the carrot. We're going to use every part of the carrot, down to that little